But first we have to start with that huge breaking news.
Thierry Henry's return to Arsenal as assistant coach, his reunion with Arsène Wenger, and the reactions from fans worldwide. Football fans around the world are witnessing a fairy tale come to life. The Emirates Stadium, a ground that has seen moments of triumph, heartbreak, and transformation, has once again become the stage for a moment that will go down in Arsenal history. After years away from North London, Thierry Henry, the club's all-time leading goal scorer and undisputed icon, has returned not as a player, but as Arsenal's new assistant coach. His arrival, welcomed personally by Arsène Wenger, the legendary former manager who molded him into one of the most feared forwards in football history, has sent shockwaves through the football world. What began as a routine club announcement has become a global celebration of legacy, loyalty, and love for the beautiful game. The day began with an air of anticipation. Thousands of Arsenal fans gathered outside the Emirates, draped in red and white, waving flags that bore Henry's iconic number 14. The energy was electric. It felt less like a press event and more like the return of royalty. When the club finally confirmed the news, social media platforms went into meltdown. Videos of Henry arriving at the Emirates, smiling and waving to fans, began circulating instantly. Then came the moment that would define the day: Arsène Wenger stepping forward to greet him. The two men, bound by history and mutual respect, embraced in front of a roaring crowd. It was more than just a handshake, it was a symbol of continuity. The mentor and his protégé, reunited once again on Arsenal soil. Wenger, visibly emotional, addressed the press with pride and admiration. Thierry has always been more than a player. He was a leader on the pitch, a voice in the dressing room, and a mind that understood football at a deeper level. I always knew that one day, he would return not just to visit, but to lead. Henry, moved by the moment, smiled and responded, "Arsène is more than a coach to me, he's family. Everything I achieved as a player, I owe to his belief and guidance. Coming back to Arsenal feels like coming home." The crowd erupted into chants of Henry. 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 A familiar sound that once echoed through Highbury and later the Emirates, now reborn with new meaning. For the younger generation of fans, Thierry Henry's playing days are the stuff of legend. His record of 228 goals in 377 appearances for Arsenal is etched in the club's history books. But those numbers tell only part of the story. Under Wenger's management, Henry became more than a striker. He became a symbol of elegance, intelligence, and dominance. His speed, precision, and creativity changed the way forwards played in the Premier League. He wasn't just scoring goals, he was redefining them. Now, as assistant coach, Henry's challenge is different: to translate that brilliance into mentorship. Reports from within the club suggest that manager Mikel Arteta personally approved Henry's appointment, believing that his charisma and experience could help Arsenal's young talents rise to the next level. Arteta's vision has always been about blending modern tactics with Arsenal's traditional identity: fluid, attacking football rooted in creativity and class. Who better to embody that philosophy than Thierry Henry himself? As Wenger and Henry stood side by side on the pitch, the atmosphere was nothing short of magical. Supporters, some of whom had witnessed the Invincibles era firsthand, were moved to tears. Others, born after that golden period, felt like they were watching history come alive before their eyes. Many fans described the moment as the soul of Arsenal being restored. One supporter outside the Emirates told Sky Sports, "It's emotional. Henry coming back isn't just about football, it's about identity. This is our club reconnecting with its roots." Social media mirrored that sentiment. Within hours, "Henry returns home" was trending globally on X, formerly Twitter. Former players like Cesc Fabregas, Robert Pires, and Patrick Vieira sent congratulatory messages, calling Henry's return a full-circle moment. Even rival fans couldn't help but show respect. The Premier League's official account posted a video montage of Henry's greatest goals, captioned simply, "The King returns to his throne." Arsène Wenger's presence at the Emirates added another emotional layer to the story. Since stepping down as Arsenal manager in 2018, Wenger's visits to the stadium have been rare. His decision to personally welcome Henry back signified both reconciliation and renewal. Wenger told reporters, "When I first saw Thierry, he was just a young man with raw potential. I watched him become one of the greatest players in the world. Today, I see him return as a leader. It's poetic, really a story that only Arsenal could write." Their relationship has always been more than professional. Wenger was not only Henry's coach but his mentor, guiding him through the pressures of fame and the challenges of elite football. Their reunion on this day reminded fans of the powerful human connections that define the club's history. Henry's appointment as assistant coach signals something deeper than just a tactical change, it's a cultural one. Arsenal's current project under Arteta has been about rebuilding belief, identity, and unity. The addition of a club legend like Henry injects an emotional fire that no signing could replicate. Players like Bukayo Saka, Martin Odegaard, and Gabriel Jesus now have the privilege of learning from one of football's all-time greats. Henry's passion, precision, and professionalism will undoubtedly influence the dressing room. In his own words, Henry promised the fans, "My goal is to give back what Arsenal gave to me: passion, pride, and purpose. I want every player who wears this badge to understand what it represents." There's already speculation that Henry's return could be part of a long-term plan to eventually see him take a larger managerial role within the club. For now, though, the focus remains on supporting Arteta and continuing the progress Arsenal has made in recent seasons. Across continents, from London to Lagos, from Paris to New York, Arsenal fans are celebrating. Bars, fan clubs, and online communities have erupted with emotion. Videos of Henry's return have racked up millions of views in hours. A trending comment on Instagram summed up the global mood: "We don't need a signing, Henry is the signing. This is what Arsenal means to us. Passion, loyalty, family." The Emirates' giant LED screens now display a new slogan: "The King is home." And indeed, that's how it feels. The return of Henry and Wenger together isn't just a symbolic gesture, it's a statement that Arsenal's past, present, and future are united once again. As the sun set over North London that evening, Henry took one last walk around the pitch, waving to the fans who have adored him for decades. The cheers were deafening. He placed his hand over his heart, pointed to the badge on his chest, and mouthed, "I'm home." That single moment captured everything Arsenal stands for: loyalty, identity, and love that transcends generations. For Arsenal fans, this isn't just nostalgia, it's rebirth. Thierry Henry's return, blessed by Arsène Wenger himself, marks the beginning of something powerful, a reminder that legends don't fade away, they return when they're needed most. The King has reclaimed his throne at the Emirates. And for Arsenal, the story of greatness has just begun again.